Hi, my name is Alan Collinge. I am running for president of the United States in the 2024 election. I will cancel all federally owned student loans. I will replace the lending system. I will hold the colleges accountable. Both parties have failed us, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. If you know about the student loan scam, I am the only candidate in the field worth voting for. Bring your pen to the polls, write me in. Alan Collinge, tell everyone you know with student loans about my campaign. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Hopefully that was 30 seconds. I like to do a little promo at the beginning of all my live streams. Hope everybody is doing well. It's June 25th. I'm doing kind of a special live stream here today. This is more student loan justice than Collinge for president, but so yesterday, a couple of federal courts in Kansas and in Missouri put an injunction on President Biden's SAVE plan, which is one of the income-driven payment plans. I was trying to think of one or two sentences to sum this up, but I can only tell you, I could probably do it in 3 words. It's all nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. Frankly, I sort of expected that the attorneys general of Kansas and Missouri would succeed in the lower courts because they picked their judges wisely. And so it's no big surprise. But on the other side of the coin, guys, this all is pretty inconsequential in the first place because Joe Biden's SAVE plan, I'm not even sure what saving a valuable education, I don't know what it stands for. It's all nonsense. It's one more doomed to fail income-driven repayment plan to throw on the scrap heap of 4 existing IDRs plus the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. So we're talking about 6 programs here. All of them are designed to fail. All of them have always been administered in the worst of bad faith. The Department of Education has no intentions or desires of canceling any loans. The Department of Education people are thrilled to see these attorneys general, Chris Kovac in Kansas and Andrew Bailey in Missouri, and I'll say more about him in a minute, wanted those guys to succeed. The Department of Education has never wanted to cancel any loans. It's the way it's always been. And whichever way this particular set of cases go, and quite frankly, I think Biden will probably prevail. I said that last time with the Supreme Court case for cancellation. This time, I think Biden will prevail. It will come to nothing. This is all just a tempest in a teapot, ladies and gentlemen. Both parties are against us. And I'm sorry to say, whatever your political stripes are, you're very welcome in this group. I hope you'll support my campaign. The Republicans are evil. They just are. They do everything possible to make these loans as tyrannically predatory as possible. Just listen to their rhetoric. They've written off student loan voters for this election, and that will come back to haunt them. Make no mistake. The Democrats' rhetoric is obviously 180 degrees opposite, but the Democrats also have no intention or desires of doing anything but perpetuating this unconstitutional loan scam. How do I know that? I know that because we very closely worked with Democratic senators and congressmen over the past 7 years on various bankruptcy bills. If you don't know much about student loans, you should know this entire problem. The foundation, the cornerstone of the student loan scam lies in the removal of bankruptcy protections. Well, the Democrats have been promising to return bankruptcy rights to student loans since like 2005. And finally, in 2020, they had the chance when Biden won and the Democrats controlled the House and the Senate. But I'm here to tell you, Dick Durbin, Senator, Democrat, he had a great bill, great bankruptcy bill. And at the very last second, at the end of 2022, he decided to betray us. He shows fealty to the colleges. So whatever your political stripes are, guys, I hope that you can stand back and look at the forest, not the trees. Both parties are against us, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why I'm running for president, by the way. I hope you'll go to the website and look at my agenda. I think there's something in that agenda beyond student loans that both conservatives and liberals and everybody in between can agree with. But we're screwed, guys. I mean, I just have to say, you know, the number one golden fantasy, the golden unicorn of the student debt collection industry was to get these loans turned back on after COVID and for bankruptcy protections and statutes of limitations and other protections remaining gone from the loans. And I'm here to tell you guys, they got their wish. The loans are now turned back on. This on-ramp to repayment where they don't report your credit score for delinquency, that's going to end at the end of summer. I think either October 1 or maybe even September. I think it's October. That's going to end, and the student loan collection companies, the student loan collection industry, is going to sink their fangs into us. We're like sheep at the slaughter. We are served up on a platter to the student loan sharks. And that's an insult to sharks, by the way. I would say the student loan vermin. It's an insult to vermin. It's an insult to bottom feeders. It's probably an insult to parasites. We're going to be served up to these money-grubbing bloodsuckers. And both parties don't mind that a bit. Joe Biden never wanted to cancel loans by executive order. I think he wanted that Supreme Court case to fail. And maybe he even wants this current one to fail. I don't know. But here, I'm telling you guys, whichever way the current cases go, we're still screwed. That's just a fact. The Democrats are tricking us, playing us for votes. The Republicans are just fucking evil. You know, I'm pardon my French, but I just have to say, people like Andrew Bailey, the Attorney General of the state of Missouri, the people of the state of Missouri owe like $6 billion more than the entire state budget to the Department of Education. Yeah, that's true. The people of Missouri owe the Department of Education about $31 billion. That's $2 billion a year in interest that is created out of thin air, sucked out of Missouri, and sent to the books of the Department of Education. Andrew Bailey, supposedly a conservative, is fighting for that. He loves that. Now, why the good people of Missouri don't ride this fucking thief out on a rail, I don't know. I think the people of Missouri and the people of this country generally are just massively uninformed about what's actually going on here. The colleges and the Department of Education are beggaring this country. They are indenturing this country in unconstitutional debt. You know, the founding fathers called for uniform bankruptcy rights in the Constitution, ahead of the power to declare war, ahead of the power to raise an army, ahead of all the rights enumerated in the Bill of Rights. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to bear arms, everything. That's how important the founding fathers knew that having bankruptcy rights was. And this is what Andrew Bailey, supposedly a conservative, is fighting for. And I just have to tell you guys, if you don't mind me venting, you know, this guy, he's a veteran, and I salute veterans. We have a ton of veterans in our group. Veterans are being wrecked by student loans, far worse than most people. I have respect for veterans. What I don't have respect for are these kids like Attorney General Andrew Bailey, who, yeah, they do ROTC. Yeah, they do their time out in the desert well after the actual fighting war was done in Iraq, by the way. Like 2007, I think he deployed. The war was 2004, 2005, 2003 maybe. And they come back, and that's fine. I salute anybody who served. I know I've been to Iraq. I know it's hot and unpleasant and a little dangerous. My grandfather was a sniper in World War I, and he got into a sniper duel. And this is, I'm bragging. I am. I'm proud of this. My grandfather got into a sniper's duel in France. I don't know what happened to the other guy, but the other guy's bullet went down the barrel of my grandfather's gun and blew the stock out and messed up his hand. And that's pretty much how he got out of World War I. He came home, he sat the family down, he told that story one time, and he never talked about it again, ever. I respect that. But guys like Andrew Bailey, who probably even signed up only because they always wanted to be politicians, check the box, get a couple medals, whatever, and then they come back and they swing their military service around like a fucking battle axe, and they hammer people over the head with it, and they use it for political influence to do things like steal money from student loan borrowers, like feed their own egos. And it's just fucking nonsense. There's no valor, there's no honor, there's no glory there. Guys like Andrew Bailey, he ought to be fucking ashamed of himself. And the fact that he is selling out his fellow veterans by fighting for this loan scam pretty much says it all. He ought to be fucking ashamed of himself. Pardon my French. That really makes me angry, though. But that's the lay of the land, guys. It would appear that most Republicans, most conservative, the MAGA people, they have been completely brainwashed up to this point. And if you're conservative and you're watching me, I'm telling you, open your eyes. Do your own research. I watch conservative media all the time, 90% of the time. I see what they're saying, and I see the lies that they are telling. Student loan borrowers have paid, and many people have paid through the nose. The government has made all of the money that it lent out on this lending program back. So essentially, the federal government has managed to get tens, maybe even hundreds of millions of people a college education for free, for zero. The taxpayers have made out like bandits on this. And that assumes that we cancel every nickel of federally owned student loans today. We could do that today. And yet, even still, the federal government will have been breaking even. People like Andrew Bailey and the student loan mafia, what they're actually doing is insisting that the Department of Education make $100 billion a year in profit. Profit. The government doesn't profit on anything, and it shouldn't be profiting on the activity of educating its citizens. When this lending program was rolled out in 1965, the loans were supposed to be free of interest. Today, $100 billion a year in interest is created out of thin air, sucked out of the country, and sent to the books of the Department of Education. So the Republicans are just evil in all ways. That does not make the Democrats good. They're tricking us, ladies and gentlemen. It's like a good cop, bad cop routine. So I would say any conservatives out there who have student loans, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I hope that you will spread the word among your friends and family and other like-minded colleagues, people in your sphere, about the truth about this big government, red state wrecking lending beast. Missouri's being the worst hurt states: Missouri, Texas, North South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, the entire South, Tennessee, all the way up to Virginia to Florida, from Missouri down to Texas, and everything in between. The entire South is being absolutely screwed. So all these MAGA people saying, pay your loans, pay your loans. They are actually being duped, and they are fighting for the very colleges and Department of Education that they say they hate. Think about it. And if you don't believe me, go to studentloanjustice.medium.com, read any one of our articles, and you can see it for yourself. So guys, I would just say, don't worry about this injunction. This is going to be a drama. This is going to be a soap opera. It's going to go through the election. The Republicans are, honestly, I don't see how Donald Trump can win by wagging his finger at us student loan borrowers. We are 44 million people strong, over 50 million people if you count private student loans and cosigners. And 85% of us are losing sleep over our student loans. More than half of us are Republican or independent. We vote. So I see no way that Donald Trump can win states like Georgia, like Michigan, like Pennsylvania, like Nevada, even North Carolina. I think Trump will have a very hard time winning, all things being equal. Has the mood of the nation changed so drastically that we're looking at some sort of a red wave like they predicted in 2022? Who knows? What I do know is what I just said. Donald Trump did not win in 2016 by wagging his finger at student loan borrowers. In fact, Trump was saying some very friendly things. Like, why does the government use student loans as a profit source? The government shouldn't be looking to student loans as a profit center. That makes no sense. And that's pretty much all Donald Trump said prior to the 2016 election. And he won. 2020, not so much. And how did that work out for him? Not so good. 2022, what happened to the red wave? Student loans happened to the red wave. So the Republicans are fucking idiots. Pardon my French. But be that as it may, I'm far more worried about solving the student loan problem, hopefully before the election, than what the D's and the R's do. I'm so done with both parties, and I hope that you agree. I hope that you can see that both parties are playing us for fools on issues that go well beyond student loans. And maybe I'll save that for another night. But come on, guys. Did you know that only 1.5% of the population actually financially support either the Republicans or the Democrats or their candidates? That's true. I think it's like as high as maybe 2% during a presidential election year. It's a tiny, tiny fraction of our population actually support either party. So why do we let these assholes run the country? Why? Why do we do that? You know, I would say in this upcoming election, obviously, I hope that you will write me in. But I would say no matter what you do, vote for anyone but a Republican or a Democrat. Why would you throw your vote away? Why would you vote for either of those parties when they are absolutely guaranteed to not solve certainly the student loan problem, and probably not abortion, probably not gun control, probably not immigration, probably not any of the issues that they talk about all the time. They are playing us for votes. And just remember, guys, the wealthy 1%, all the invisible hand behind the curtain with all the money, all the resources, they want problems to go on. They want us fighting over abortion and guns and gays and cultural issues that don't cost them any money because they want to perpetuate the status quo. They're in the best tax situation they've ever been in our nation's history. They love everything exactly the way it is, so they can suck wealth out of this country until we fall as a nation. And so, yeah, all the politics that we're seeing from the D's and the R's, they are barking to the tune of the wealthy elite. And just don't buy it. Don't throw your vote away. Vote for anybody but a D or an R. And I would say that for up and down the ticket. But write me in if you care about student loans. So, okay, guys, you know, there's a lot of other things I could announce. I'll be doing an interview with some international media tomorrow. That's pretty exciting. They may be wanting to interview some of our members. This is, I can't say too much, but this is a media company for an incredibly wealthy country on earth. And I don't know what their interest is on student loans, but I think they may be looking for other people to interview, borrowers, etc. So if you're interested, let me know. Send me an email. Well, I guess there. Otherwise, just alan@studentloanjustice.org is fine as well. The last thing I will say is please donate, guys. We can't do this without you. Studentloanjustice.org/donate. The last I checked, we needed 37 people to donate $20 this week. We can fight this battle on very little, guys, like $3,000 a month, which is like poverty subsistence, but we can do it. But we can't do it on nothing. So if you appreciate this group, all that we've done, all that we're doing, all that we are poised to get done, then just please donate. And donate to my campaign as well. You know, I'm actually very serious about that campaign. I can actually win with 40 million distressed student loan borrowers on my side, on our side. In a 4-man race, 40 million votes will win the election. With RFK in the race, looking pretty serious. Who knows? But anyways, I will leave it there at that. I hope you got something out of tonight's live stream. I hope that you will check out our Medium channel, read some articles, get educated. You will be a very fine, fit, and fierce student loan justice warrior when you do. I hope that you will get into the habit of doing our daily actions. Go to the website, studentloanjustice.org. Look up daily actions. There's a very special action that we're doing right now. It's mostly Twitter stuff. I hate Twitter. Everybody hates Twitter. Twitter works. So get a Twitter account if you don't already have one. And do our daily actions. It really does help. So that's it for now, guys. I'll be back soon, probably this coming Sunday, or as circumstances dictate, as the student loan battle goes forward. It's going to be very tough going forward, but it gets much, much easier when you stop eating popcorn and watching on the sidelines and waiting for me or the other people in this group to fight your battle for you. That never works, never has, never will. You need to get your hands dirty. You're not better than us. And these are your loans, and this is your problem. This is a working, fighting group. And it feels very good to fight this fight. You have no idea how important you could be. So I'll see you soon. Good night. God bless. Godspeed. And God bless America.